Barnology has the ability to look at something and see something else inside of it, to turn it around, upside down, to be creative enough to say, what else could this be? We take a product that everyone's always known and seen and we give it a new life. Barnology is something that started out of the earth. It just kind of formulated. I've always been around barns and outbuildings, and I love them and have this passion for them. I've always saved products from barns and woods and farm implements, and I love to use them as other things, create an adaptive reuse to use products for something else other than what they're intended to. Like a ladder in a barn becomes a pot rack in a kitchen. These old products can be sanded down and cleaned up and become something new. So it's very fun. It's very lighthearted and carefree. We don't worry about little wormholes or knotholes. If a mouse has nibbled away at a piece of wood and created a little burrow, we try and highlight that in a corner that's very prominent. Right over here in this pile, this is an entire timber frame that was not good enough to be reused as a home, but the lumber is still fantastic. Over there's an old ladder, and that ladder can be put back together to someday become a pot rack. So of course this is broken, but I take a couple rungs from there and supplement to this and sand it down and oil it up, and next thing you know, it's a pot rack. This beam is a hand-hewn piece of oak that was in a barn. The barn fell down and most of the wood was recycled, and this is about 200 years old, and it's going to live another 200 years as a mantelpiece inside, and right now it's sitting outside on purpose to be weathered to get a more blonde look to it. And one of the things I love to do with a sash like this is actually blow up a photograph and mount it on the back side of the glass so that it looks like it's a window with that photograph on the back side of it. Most of the prototypes that I've ever built that are now being sold as a line for Barnology furniture were derived from a need. Someone would need something and I'd say, well, I can make it for you. Mother came to me and had a collection of china that she didn't have a place to store, so I literally took 4 shutters, some pieces of bluestone, some old barn flooring, and put together a piece of cabinetry that is clean and efficient. So it really becomes a lot of fun, and it becomes very utilitarian. We needed a dining room table, so I just took 3 pieces of barn wood. We used rafters for legs of tables and created a base to it and put a finish on it, and it's a lovely piece, and everybody who comes into the home sees this. All we really do at Barnology is help people to celebrate how fun it is to sit at the table and enjoy it. And that's where the whole project really comes together, is to make the house a home and to integrate the furniture that Barnology has been making for its own private family use for so long into the homes that we actually build. Whether it's a dining room table, a sideboard, or a hutch, then the layers start to come on. The appointments, the sinks. Do we go and get older sinks and renovate them? Here's an old water fountain that was used at a school, and this is going to be incorporated in this wall of ivy over here. So the kids will be able to just go right up to the ivy wall and get some water whenever they want. Next to it is an old slop sink from a nunnery, actually, which has just got this great old crackle porcelain finish on it, and it's impossible to replicate these types of finishes, and they're good to go for another 100 years. All we really do at Barnology is help people to celebrate things that they're not used to celebrating and enjoy. It's a different way of looking and seeing, and once the eye has been trained to see things differently, it can be very fun and exciting.